My child, I see you. Beneath the surface where shadows lurk and whispers of doubt try to steal your breath. I know the battles that rage unseen within the quiet recesses of your heart, the moments when your soul feels crushed beneath the weight you carry. You believe your strength is fleeting, fragile, like sand slipping silently through your fingers, and yet, my beloved, you are far stronger than you know. I have breathed life into your very being, with a power beyond measure. The strength I placed within you is not simply about muscles or endurance, but the quiet courage that refuses to surrender when storms howl and mountains rise against you. You wear your battles like scars hidden beneath your skin, the kind that only you and I truly see. I know the nights when tears fall in secret, when hope feels like a distant star fading into oblivion, when your spirit longs for rest but finds none. In those moments, remember, my child, that your strength has its roots deep within me. You are not alone in your fight. The cracks where you think weakness lies are, in my eyes, the very places where my light shines the brightest. When you stretch beyond your edge, when you rise again and again after falling, that is the divine strength awakening inside you. It is the strength that comes from enduring, from faithfully holding on when everything around you tells you to let go. I speak to you now because I see a greater purpose stirring within your life, a melody of resilience and grace woven into your soul. The world may try to convince you that your weakness defines you, that your past mistakes, your failures, your pain mark the limits of your endurance. Yet, my dear one, I created you to rise, to be a testament to overcoming. Like the great oak that bends but does not break against the furious wind, so too does your spirit carry an unbreakable core. Do not mistake this quiet perseverance for mere survival. It is the power of my presence working through you, carving out a path where none seemed possible. You may feel weary today, burdened beyond your ability to bear, but don't let weariness convince you that your strength is gone. There is a wellspring inside you, a fire that flickers even when your eyes barely see the flames. I have never given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and self-discipline. Your heart, though sometimes faltering, beats with the courage of a warrior I have equipped with every weapon needed to withstand the fiercest battles. I am not distant from your pain. I am in it, with you. Your struggle is my sacred ground where I am birthing a stronger you. Look back, my child, on the storms you have already weathered. I was there, holding you steady when the wind howled. I carried you when you could no longer stand. Remember how far you have come, how each trial shaped you into a vessel filled with my strength and purpose. You have survived moments when hope seemed lost because you were anchored in me, even when you did not realize it. Your strength is not a gift to be taken lightly. It is a profound mystery, a flame I have kindled that grows brighter with every challenge. You are stronger than you know, not because of what you can do alone, but because I am with you always, empowering you to rise and embrace the battle, to stand tall in the face of every shadow. Let this truth settle in your heart, not as a fleeting thought, but as a deep assurance. I am your fortress, your shield, your ever-present help. When the world weighs heavily, lean into me, for I am the source of a strength that never fades and a peace that surpasses all understanding. Do you feel the stirring in your heart, the whisper of hope beginning to awaken? That is my spirit reminding you not to give up, not to let the voices of doubt drown out the echo of your true identity. You are fashioned in love, empowered with resilience, destined to shine as a beacon of hope and testimony to my enduring power. Embrace the battle, my dear child, for it is shaping the strong soul I designed you to become. Will you believe me this time? Will you trust the strength I have already placed within you and face the days ahead with renewed courage? Step forward with confidence, knowing that you do not fight alone and that my power in you is the greatest force you can wield. I see you, I know you, and I am proud of the strength already living inside you. Let your heart rise in this moment. Let your spirit lean into the truth that you are stronger than you have ever dared to imagine. My dear child, in the quiet moments when the noise of the world fades, I see the weight that burdens your soul. It is not hidden from me, this struggle that you carry deep within, the silent ache of feeling like you are not enough, the restless heart that questions its own worth, the shadows of doubt that creep in when you least expect them. I meet you here, in this sacred space between your breaths, where you might feel most exposed and alone. Yet, know this is the very place where my presence is most intimate, where my patience is boundless, and where my correcting love dances gently to guide you back to the truth of who you are. I'm not a distant voice lost in a whirlwind, nor an invisible force indifferent to your pain. I'm the steady hand reaching out, the soft whisper in the storm, the unwavering light that cannot be extinguished by the darkness within or around you. My child, every tear you have shed, every night you have wrestled with unrest, every moment you have felt unworthy, you are held tenderly in my embrace. I have never turned away from you, even when you have turned your face in weariness or rebellion. Even then, my eyes remain fixed upon you with a love that does not waver, a soul-deep understanding that transcends your failures and fears. There is a divine patience that flows from my heart, a strength that waits to be discovered in the quiet endurance of your spirit. I am patient with your process, patient with your doubts, patient with the times you have stumbled or strayed. This patience is not passive. It is alive and active, shaped by my desire to draw you into a deeper knowing of my grace. I do not rush your healing, for I understand the complexity of your pain and the mystery of your growth. Like a potter shaping clay, I am molding you with care, applying just the right amount of pressure at the right moment, and never abandoning the masterpiece I am creating in you. Do you see, beloved, that this season of tension in your heart is not a punishment, but a passage? It is the refining fire that purifies and strengthens your faith. The hidden forge, where your spirit is being trained for heights you have yet to imagine. When the night feels endless and the silence overwhelming, remember that I am there, speaking without words, gently reminding you that you are not forgotten. Your pain is not meaningless. It is the soil from which new life will sprout. Sometimes I still the storm around you so you can hear the subtle rustling of my spirit, the whisper of hope and restoration waiting to bloom within you. Come closer to me in those moments when confusion and fear claw at your heart. Let me wrap you in my steadfast love, a love that corrects without condemnation and restores without reservation. I am the shepherd who calls to his lost sheep, not with rebuke but with open arms. You are cherished beyond measure, not for what you do or accomplish, but because you bear my image, fragile yet forever precious. Trust in this truth. Your worth is secured by my unfailing love, not by the shifting tides of your emotions or the fleeting opinions of this world. If your heart aches with the shadow of self-doubt, bring it to me. Lay down your heavy burdens before my throne of grace. Let my words settle like dew upon your soul, refreshing and renewing you from within. I am not distant or indifferent. I am the ever-present one who longs to heal your brokenness and kindle your hope. Will you rest in this promise today, my child? Will you lean into the gentle arms of my patience and allow me to breathe peace into the turmoil inside you? As you journey through this season, remember that healing is not a destination, but a process. a sacred unfolding of grace that invites you to slow down, to listen, and to trust. I am walking beside you every step, guiding your feet along paths of peace and purpose. Do not be afraid to acknowledge your wounds, for they are not signs of failure, but gateways to my healing light. I am the physician of your soul, the one who binds the brokenhearted and makes beauty rise from ashes. Reflect upon this. Is there a place in your heart where you have resisted my tender correction? A space where pride or fear has kept you from fully receiving my love? Humble yourself before me, and I will pour out my comfort and strength. My correction is born of love. It never wounds, but always restores. Allow me to reveal the cords that bind you and set you free with my truth. My dear, if you find yourself doubting, remember that doubt is not the enemy, but a doorway to deeper faith when you bring it to me honestly. I embrace your questions, your wrestling, your search for understanding. There is room in my heart for your honesty. In the midst of uncertainty, my presence remains constant, like a lighthouse that stands unwavering amid crashing waves. Hold fast to my light and let it guide you through every shadow. Let this truth settle in you. You are not forsaken in your struggle. I am close, patient, correcting gently and loving fiercely. The wounds you carry now will be transformed by my hands into testimonies of grace and courage. Allow me to wrap you in this promise today, to soothe your restless spirit with my peace. If your heart is stirring, don't turn away, but reach out to me, for I am here always ready to carry you through. Trust me, beloved, for my love never fails, and my plans for you are filled with hope and purpose. Draw near and be healed. My beloved, you have carried burdens that seem to press upon your very soul, and within that pressure lies a deep yearning to understand who you truly are, beyond the shadows cast by your mistakes and the echoes of voices that have told you otherwise. Let me speak to you now about your spiritual identity and worth, for the foundation of your being is far more radiant and unshakable than the fleeting whispers of the world or the harsh judgments you have heaped upon yourself. You were crafted in sacred intent, woven together with infinite care. Long before you saw the light of day, before fear found its way into your heart, you existed in the fullness of my love and purpose. Your worth is not a fragile token tossed by circumstance. It is eternal, anchored in the truth that you are my beloved, chosen and treasured beyond measure. No trial, no failure, no rejection can erase the imprint I have placed upon you, for you bear my image, not only as a reflection, but as a living testament to my creative heart. Imagine a magnificent tapestry embroidered with threads of countless colors, some bright, others dark, yet each essential to the whole masterpiece. Your life is just such a tapestry, composed not only of moments when you stumbled, but also of victories, hopes, and dreams that I have lovingly nurtured within you. Even when the thread seems frayed or torn, I'm there, gently weaving that fragment back into the design, connecting it with purpose that only I can see. Do not allow yourself to reduce your value to the moments of weakness. Instead, see yourself as I see you, beautifully complex and irrevocably loved. There's a profound peace to be found in resting not in achievement or approval, but in the knowledge that your identity is secure in my hands. The world's standards often demand perfection, a ceaseless striving that drains your spirit. Yet I offer you rest, a cessation from the exhausting effort to earn my love or to prove your worth. You need only receive it freely because it has already been given to you. Your spiritual identity is not contingent on your deeds, but on the life I breathe into you. When doubt creeps in and voices rise within to remind you of failures, listen instead to my whisper. You are my child, beloved beyond words. and holy enough. Consider the seed planted deep in fertile soil. It does not claim its worth by how tall or strong its sprout becomes, but by the simple fact that it holds the potential for life. Likewise, your worth is not tethered to what you produce or how you measure in the eyes of others. You are valuable because you carry my spirit within, the same source that sparked the stars into existence and breathes life into every living thing. That spark within you is sacred, and it speaks a language of hope and belonging that no circumstance can silence. Trust this identity, my dear, and allow it to be the lens through which you view yourself and the world around you. Even on days when your reflection seems distorted, when the mirror shatters the picture of who you hope to be, I see the whole, the person I am shaping you to become. Your spiritual worth defies the surface-level assessments. It is rooted in grace and kindness, compassion and strength that arises from dependence on me. Your identity is not a static label, but a living story, unfolding with every breath you take. I'm writing a narrative of redemption and glory through your life, and every chapter, even the painful ones, bear witness to my unwavering dedication to you. Do not be discouraged by seasons when your heart feels heavy or when the weight of loneliness or rejection threatens to define you. These trials do not diminish your worth. Rather, they refine the brilliance of your true self, like gold purified in the fire. My presence in your life is a gentle hand that lifts you up and reminds you that you are never outside my embrace. When the world turns its back, know that I stand ready to shower you with affirmation, whispering truths that dissolve the chains of self-condemnation. Let my words penetrate your spirit and rewrite the story you have told yourself for too long. I desire that you embrace this truth with courage and tenderness toward yourself. Do not rush this journey, but walk it with patience, allowing the light of your true spiritual identity to grow and banish the shadows of doubt. Let the awareness of your worth become a shield against the lies that threaten your peace. When you look in the mirror, may you begin to see not a flawed person, but a beloved child, cradled in my everlasting arms, precious beyond measure and destined for great things. The world may try to diminish you, but I declare over you a value that time cannot erode and circumstances cannot diminish. Take this moment to reflect deeply. Who do you say you are when no one else is watching? Do the voices within declare worth or worthlessness? I invite you, my dear child, to rewrite these inner declarations by embracing your true spiritual identity, one of divine worth, purpose, and unbreakable love. You are not alone in this. I am with you, steady and strong, walking beside you through every uncertainty. Draw near to me and allow your heart to be restored to the understanding of who you are in the depths of my heart. Will you allow this truth to root itself deeply within your soul? Will you receive my affirmation and release the false narratives that have bound you? This is a sacred turning, a moment to awaken to your true self as I see you. Let this recognition transform your thoughts, your actions, and your expectations, and watch how your life begins to reflect the radiant beauty of your spiritual identity. Your worth is not earned. It has always been and will always be a gift from me, unchanging and everlasting. Let this truth settle in you now. You are chosen. You are loved. You are irreplaceable. Let it guide the steps you take and the words you speak about yourself. My beloved, your spiritual identity is a cornerstone of your journey, the foundation upon which all else is built. Embrace it fully and let it carry you through the days ahead with confidence and peace. If your heart is stirring now, do not turn away from this revelation. Receive it, treasure it, and watch how your soul will flourish in the light of my love. My beloved, there is a weight upon your shoulders that I see, an invisible burden of fear, anxiety, and doubt that often creeps into the deepest chambers of your heart. You may not always speak of it aloud, yet these shadows walk beside you, whispering uncertainties and painting your journey with apprehension. I want you to know that these feelings are not a sign of weakness in your spirit, nor a distance from my love. Rather, they are invitations to come closer, to trust deeper, and to lean not on your own understanding, but on the unchanging truth that I am by your side. Imagine, if you will, a fragile bird in the midst of a fierce storm. The winds howl and the rain pelts relentlessly, but the bird does not abandon its nest. Instead, it draws its wings closer, sheltering what is precious until dawn breaks with gentle light. Your fears are like that storm, roaring, relentless, overwhelming at times, but you, my child, are that precious nest, specially guarded by my presence. The tempest may rage, but you are never unguarded or alone. It is natural for fear to arise when the path seems unclear or when the future feels heavy with uncertainty. Anxiety can wrap around your thoughts like thick fog, obscuring the vision of my hand guiding you. Doubt may surface, questioning the promises I've whispered to your heart or the faith you have tried to nurture. My dear, know that these feelings do not mark a failure in your faith. Even I send winds to test the strength of the tallest trees, so their roots can grow deeper and their branches stretch wider. I know the nights when your soul trembles in silence, when you gaze into the unknown and question if hope is worth holding on to. But remember, like a skilled potter gently shapes clay through the pressure of his hands, I am shaping you through your fears. Each anxious heartbeat is an opportunity for me to teach you resilience, for every moment of doubt to grow in you a more profound trust. When your spirit feels weak, it is not a time for despair, but a holy invitation to surrender your fears into my hands. There's a sacred rhythm in the dance between your fear and my steadfast love. When anxiety threatens to consume you, remember to breathe in the truth of my presence. When doubt whispers lies that you are alone or forgotten, listen instead to the steady beat of my heart, calling you back to rest. Your faith is not an absence of fear, but rather a declaration that even when fear exists, my love is greater. Let your moments of trembling not be wasted. Transform them into prayers, whispered softly in the quiet hours. Allow the anxiety to become a bridge, carrying your soul across the vast waters to the solid ground I prepare beneath your feet. The darkness you fear is never without my light. When your eyes cannot see the stars, I am still there, illuminating your way from within. I am your refuge and your rock, even when the waves of doubt crash fiercely against your shores. The mountains of fear will not stand when my peace rises in your heart. Hold tightly to me when your spirit is fragile, for I am your shelter in every storm. Allow me to be your anchor, steady and sure, keeping you rooted when the winds of uncertainty blow. Will you let me carry your burdens for you, beloved? Will you open the door of your heart wider to invite me in, to disperse the shadows that linger there? You do not need to wrestle alone with these fears and anxieties. I'm ready to meet you in your weakness and transform it into strength. Rest in the assurance that I'm working all things together for your good, even the moments when your heart rises in restless questioning. Do not be ashamed of the doubt or the anxiety, for they are threads woven into the tapestry of your spiritual growth. They do not define your journey. They are part of the process that leads you to deeper faith, stronger hope, and greater courage. I'm crafting a masterpiece from your life, and every trial you face refines you like silver in the refining fire. So when the weight of fear grows heavy, and the unknown seems too vast to bear, come to me, not with armor, but with an open, vulnerable heart. Let me remind you that my power is made perfect in your weakness, and that you are more than conquerors through the love I have poured into you. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power love, and a sound mind. Take a moment now, beloved, to center your heart on my truth. Let this truth settle deeply in you. You are cherished beyond measure, held in hands that will never let go. You are stronger than your fears, because I am your strength. Your doubts can never overshadow the light I pour into your soul. Will you walk with me through these difficult places, trusting that my grace is sufficient and my love unfailing? Will you let your faith shine as a beacon through the fog, drawing you closer to peace? If your heart is stirring at these words, do not turn away. Embrace this invitation to receive my peace that transcends all understanding, a peace that will guard your heart and mind, even amidst uncertainty and trial. Remember, my dear child, I am not distant in your struggles. I am near, listening, holding, guiding every trembling step you take. Be still and know that I am your refuge and your strength. I'm the calm in your storm, the light in your darkness, and the promise that fear will never have the final word. Let your trust rise anew today, lifted on the wings of my steadfast love. Fear and doubt are but clouds passing across the sky. My presence is the sun that never sets upon your soul. Rest in that radiant truth now and forevermore. My beloved, there are moments when the weight of guilt and the piercing arrows of shame seem relentless, echoing in the chambers of your heart with a voice louder than my own whisper. I see you, every fragment of your life's mosaic, every shadow cast by regret, every breath strained under the burden of past mistakes. You wonder if forgiveness can truly reach you, if my grace is sufficient to cover the stains you so vividly recall. Know this: my forgiveness is not a distant promise, but a present reality, flowing to you as abundantly as the morning dew that kisses the earth, washing away the dust and leaving behind freshness and newness. You may not yet feel worthy, but worthiness is not earned in the court of human judgment. It is bestowed by my unrelenting love, handed to you freely, even as your heart trembles with doubt. The shame that clings to you is a shadow, a deceptive veil that tries to obscure the light within you. Yet I am the true light, who convicts not to condemn but to cleanse. Remember when the broken woman dared to come to me, knowing the scorn of her community, knowing well her own failures. She fell at my feet, tears mingling with the dust beneath her knees. Yet, rather than casting stones, I embraced her in redemption's gentle arms, restoring her dignity beyond what she imagined possible. You are that woman, my beloved, and your past is not a decree of despair, but a courtroom from which grace can rescue you. The chains of guilt will fall away as surely as dawn breaks the longest night. Consider the prodigal's journey, the anguish of leaving home, the desperation in the far country, the realization of brokenness. Yet the story does not end in the pigsty. It culminates in a father's arms, open wide with acceptance and celebration. I am that father, waiting, longing to welcome you back without hesitation, without reproach. Your return is not contingent on perfection, but on your willingness to come, on the stirring in your heart that says, I need him. Let this stir rise, no matter how faint, and respond. Do not let shame silence the voice of my love within you. Come as you are, and find refuge in my embrace. Forgiveness is not merely the wiping of past stains, but a transformation that redefines your identity. You are not the sum of what you've done, but the beloved of my heart, redeemed and reshaped by my spirit. I heal the fractured soul and weave every thread of your history into a tapestry of hope and purpose. The scars you bear testify not to failure, but to survival, to my ongoing work in your life. They remind you of battles fought and victories won, sometimes unseen, sometimes unacknowledged, but never unnoticed by me. Your willingness to trust again to lay down your guilt is itself an act of courage and faith that honors me deeply. There's a sacred exchange I offer you. Bring me your guilt and shame, your brokenness and fear, and take up my forgiveness, my peace, my abundant life. This exchange is not a transaction but a covenant of grace, sealed by my blood and established forever in my heart. It requires honest acknowledgement of your need, a humble surrender that can shake the foundations of your pride and fear. Yet when you surrender, you step into the freedom I have prepared for you, a freedom that does not dismiss the past, but frees you from its hold, freeing you to walk boldly into the future. I see how temptation sometimes returns like a relentless tide, threatening to pull you back under. Yet my grace is the anchor that holds steadfast amidst all storms. When the waves of guilt surge, grasp my hand firmly and do not release it. Trust me to stand in the breach, to speak words of mercy that echo louder than condemnation. Even when your mind insists on rehearsal of shameful scenes, remember that I have rewritten that story on the canvas of eternity. You are not bound by former transgressions, but liberated by my blood to live as a new creation. Understand, too, that forgiveness is a journey, not a moment. It unfolds deeper in your heart as you walk in my presence day by day. Sometimes you may feel the shadows creeping back, but do not despair. I am patient, persistent, and full of compassion. I do not grow tired of forgiving because I do not grow tired of loving you. Let this truth settle in you. Every step toward me, no matter how faltering, is a step away from the chains of guilt and into the light of grace. Take that step now, my child, and let your heart rest in my mercy. I delight in transforming brokenness into beauty, in restoring what once seemed lost beyond repair. You are my masterpiece, not despite your faults, but through them. For my power is made perfect in weakness. Embrace your need for forgiveness as the soil that nurtures your growth, not as a prison that confines you. Cultivate humility and openness, allowing my spirit to sow seeds of healing and renewal that will bloom in time. Your past will no longer define or limit you, but will serve as a testimony to the heights you can reach through my redemptive love. In the stillness of your soul, listen for my voice calling you to freedom. Not freedom from responsibility, but freedom from guilt that paralyzes. I call you to rise, to lay down your burden, to receive fully the cleansing and healing I offer. The path may not always be easy. Shadows of shame can be persistent adversaries. Yet with each act of faith, with each acceptance of my forgiveness, you weaken their grip. Revel in this spiritual victory as it grows within you, knowing you are cherished, fully known and utterly forgiven. Will you believe me this time when I say you are forgiven? Will you accept the gift I hold out even if your hands tremble? Guilt requires your consent to live. Deny it that consent, and watch my grace flood your life. Choose to walk in the light that I shine specifically for you, a light that dispels darkness and nurtures growth. Come close and receive my forgiveness anew. Let it mend the broken places in your soul and anchor your spirit in unshakable peace. Your healing begins here and now. Embrace it. Let this truth, the unshakable foundation of my enduring forgiveness, settle deeply in you and transform your heart. My dearly beloved, as you continue to walk through the hidden valleys within your soul, I want you to understand the profound truth I speak now. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are not weeds that have sprung up in your garden by accident. They're shadows cast by the fragile human heart, seeking the light it can barely see. You feel overwhelmed. The dark corners of your mind whisper fears of inadequacy and loneliness, wrapping around you like an invisible shroud. But hear me clearly, my dear child. These are not meant to be your captors. I am the unmovable rock beneath your feet. the calm in the storm that rages inside you. Imagine a sailor lost at sea under a tempest so fierce the stars vanish behind roiling clouds. The waves batter their small boat, the wind howls threats of destruction, yet beneath the surface, the deep ocean remains still, a powerful, steadfast realm unseen from above. That is my heart toward you. Though you may feel tossed and terrified, I am the depth of peace that will never abandon you, waiting silently beneath your fears. Anxiety waves may rise, but they cannot drown the stillness I have planted within you. You may ask, why does this unrest cling so tightly, even when I know you are near? It is the way your human spirit wrestles with the divine calling to trust me fully. The part of you that is mistrustful longs for proof, for certainty. Yet, faith is not absence of fear, but courage in the face of it. Like a child afraid of the dark, you tremble because the future is unseen. Yet I hold your hand in that darkness, illuminating each step as you move forward with trembling confidence. This journey is not about being fearless. It is about learning to lean on me when you are fearful. In your moments of anxiety, when your mind spins with what-ifs and worst-case scenarios, look to me. Not with your eyes, for they will fail you, but with the eyes of your spirit. Breathe into my presence. Let my peace, which surpasses all understanding, seep into every anxious thought, dissolving them one by one. Your fears are not evidence of weakness. They are the doorway to deeper intimacy with me. When you turn toward me with an open heart, you allow my perfect love to cast out fear and replace it with a confidence rooted not in your own strength, but in mine. I know the heaviness anxiety presses upon your chest, sometimes stealing your breath and wrapping you in invisible chains. But my beloved, chains are meant to be broken. You were never designed to carry those burdens alone. Surrender your anxious heart to me daily. Tell me each fear, each doubt, each trembling thought, for I am listening. I hold your fragility with divine gentleness, and I will not let it shatter you. When the night seems endless and your spirit feels worn thin, remember, this moment is only a fragment of your story, and I am shaping a tomorrow filled with my glory and peace. Doubt creeps in like a cunning thief, whispering lies about your worth, my love, or the promises I have woven into the fabric of your life. But my dear, your worth is not measured by your ability to silence doubt or conquer anxiety. Your worth is immeasurable because you were knit together by my hands, known before the foundation of time, and held forever in my heart. Doubt may knock, but you have the power to invite me in, to shine my light on it until it withers away. You are not abandoned in your uncertainty. I am the unwavering voice calling you back to hope. Reflect on the seasons of your life where fear held you hostage. See how I never left you there. I was the quiet melody behind the clamor, the unseen hand steadying your steps, even when you could not feel it. Those seasons forged strength and faith, like a blacksmith tempers metal through fire. Embrace the refining process, my dear child. Every anxious moment, every doubting thought is an opportunity to deepen your trust in me. Will you take this truth into your heart and hold it close? Let it be your shield against the waves of fear. Your heart may long to take control, to banish uncertainty by your own might. But surrender is the path to freedom. Yield your anxious thoughts and doubts to me. Entrust me with the areas in your life that seem fragile and prone to crumble. When you let go of the desperate need to understand every detail, you open space for my spirit to move in power. In those moments of relinquishing control, you are entering a sacred dance of faith, a movement that teaches you how to rest in my care even amid the unknown. Consider the metaphor of a seed buried deep in the earth. It does not grow by fighting the soil or demanding sunlight. Instead, it rests beneath the surface, trusting the unseen processes unfolding. From the darkness emerges new life in due season. So it is with your fears and doubts. Trust that I am working beneath the surface of your conscience, cultivating courage and peace you cannot yet see. Your anxious heart is fertile ground for growing a faith that can withstand every storm. Will you allow me to plant this seed and nurture it within you? Take a breath now, beloved, and let this moment be a sanctuary. Feel my presence surrounding you like a gentle embrace. You need not rush or strive to conquer your fear on your own. Lean into me. Speak openly with me about the worries that weigh you down. I am not distant or disinterested. I care deeply about each trembling beat of your heart. Together, we will walk through every shadow, transforming anxiety into songs of praise. Will you reach out to me with a vulnerable heart? Will you invite my peace to flood your spirit? Hold fast to this promise. The night may be long, but my light is eternal. Do not be ashamed of your fears or doubts, for they mark the beginning of a journey toward deeper faith. Your trembling is not failure, but the first step toward transformation. I am with you always, waiting, watching, loving. Will you believe me this time? Will you let me be your refuge and strength in the storms of your soul? Let this truth settle in you, and when your heart stirs, do not turn away. You are my beloved, cherished beyond measure. And in the midst of every fear, I'm closer than ever. My child, you stand at a threshold much larger than you can see, a gate not made of iron or wood, but forged by the hands of purpose and calling. I have designed you intricately, threading within you a destiny that only your heart can embrace, and a mission that only your spirit can pursue. Yet, I know the weight you carry, the uncertainty that shadows your steps, and the countless voices that whisper doubt into the sanctuary of your soul. Listen closely, for I am whispering back, calling you deeper into who I created you to be. Purpose, beloved, is not merely a task or a title granted by the world's fleeting applause. It's the echo of my heart, resonating through your very being. Before the foundations of the earth were laid, I set enchantments of destiny upon your life, weaving together the unique tapestry of your gifts, your desires, and your journey. This calling is the compass by which your soul is oriented, the North Star that guides through storms and seasons alike. Yet, it requires a surrender, not of defeat, but of trust, that the path you cannot yet see is made sacred, because I walk it with you. When you feel the restlessness inside, that stirring that awakens at a word, a yearning, or a dream, take it as my invitation. It is the divine spark, a gentle flame kindled by my breath, bidding you to rise from the ashes of complacency and fear. This longing is not to torment, but to transform. It draws you away from the shallow pools of comfort and into the deep rivers of significance, where I can reveal treasures hidden beneath the surface of your everyday life. Will you respond to this call, my dear child? Will you be willing to step forward even when the next step feels uncertain? I see your hesitation. I see the questions pouring from your heart like an ocean's tide. Am I ready? Am I enough? What if I fail or lose myself along the way? These fears are not strangers to me. I walked among my people and faced rejection, isolation, and the weight of a world that misunderstood my purpose. Yet, I remained steadfast, anchored in the truth of my calling despite the obstacles. So it is with you. Your purpose is not defined by perfection, but by persistence, not by immediate results, but by enduring faith. Understand, then, that the pathway of destiny is often lined with valleys of waiting and mountains of challenge. There will be days when the horizon fades into uncertainty, and the fire within you seems to flicker low. In those moments, come back to me. Measure your worth not by success or failure, but by your willingness to keep seeking me, even in the silence. I am crafting you through every tear, every trial, and every triumph. Each step forward, even small and trembling, is an act of worship, a declaration that you trust in the sacred journey I have planned. Let me assure you, beloved, that your calling will always align with the gifts I have planted inside you. Those talents, passions, and delights are not accidents or random talents. They are signposts marking the trail I want you to follow. Do not undervalue the uniqueness of your design or diminish the sparkle that sets you apart from others. You are my masterpiece, created for a specific purpose that no one else can fulfill. As you embrace these gifts, refine them with patience and devotion, you prepare the way for a mighty harvest that will bless others more deeply than you realize. And yet, purpose is not a destination to be reached alone. It is, instead, a sacred fellowship between you and me. I am not a distant God watching from afar, but an eager partner who delights in each step you take. Your purpose unfolds in the moments you seek my face, lean on my understanding, and lay down your burdens at my feet. The intimacy between us fuels the courage required to face the unknown and equips you to shine, even in the darkest nights. Will you pause now and invite me into your deepest longings? Let this truth settle in you. The calling you carry is inflamed by my love. Sometimes, my child, the call to your destiny will lead you into places that feel uncomfortable, foreign, or even frightening. When doors close, when paths seem blocked, remember that my guidance surpasses worldly logic. I lead through whispers of the heart and visions only you can see. It may feel like wilderness at times, but it is a sacred wilderness designed to sanctify your spirit and make you new. Here you are, refined as gold, shaped and chiseled to reflect my glory more fully. You are not abandoned, not lost. You are in divine preparation for a harvest that only you can reap. I urge you, beloved, do not settle for less than your God-ordained calling. Do not be swayed by the voices that would tell you your dreams are too big, your gifts insufficient, your journey too hard. These are lies that seek to bind you in a cage of doubt and limitation. Instead, rise with the full armor I provide, courage, wisdom, and peace, and walk boldly into the destiny I have promised. When you stumble, as all my children do, remember I am there to lift you, never to condemn. Your purpose is holy ground, and every effort you make there is sacred in my sight. Let your heart be a sanctuary where hope can take root and flourish. Envision the life I call you to live, not through the lens of fear or comparison, but through the eyes of faith and expectancy. Imagine waves of blessing rolling over your path, the harvest of souls touched by your obedience, the joy that comes from aligning with my will. Know that seeking your calling is itself a prayer, a dialogue between heaven and earth where miracles are birthed. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Embrace this journey with a courage that only my spirit can ignite. You are more than capable, more deeply loved, and more divinely destined than you realize. In the quiet moments, hear my voice above all others. I have called you by name. You belong to me. Hold fast to this truth when the road seems long or the night grows dark. Your calling is not only for your sake, but for the many whose lives will be transformed because you chose to step into the fullness of my plan. Will you believe me this time and take the step? The door is open, my beloved. The harvest awaits, and I am with you. Let this truth settle in you and anchor your soul today. Your purpose is not an accident, a coincidence, or a mere ambition. It is the sacred melody of my heart playing through your life. Walk in this truth with confidence, knowing that every step you take honors the hand that formed you and the love that never fails. You were made for more than this moment, made for a destiny that echoes into eternity. Step forward with courage, beloved. Your story is just beginning. My dear, there are moments when the silence between us feels vast. A silent expanse, stretching out, heavy and thick with unanswered questions. You may wonder why I do not move swiftly when you call, why the night seems longer than you could have imagined, and why the shadows press against your heart with relentless intensity. I see this aching within you, this growing tension that seems to hold your breath hostage, and I want to remind you tenderly that my timing is not your own, but perfect and purposeful beyond what your eyes can perceive. The waiting is neither empty nor arbitrary. It is fertile ground where faith is sown and patience is cultivated, like a seed buried beneath cold, unyielding soil, unseen at first but alive, and quietly gathering strength. So too is your spirit growing, even when you feel dormant. When you question the silence, feeling as though you are abandoned or disregarded, remember that I work in the spaces where no voice is heard, in the stillness where unseen currents move, to lift you into a new season. Do not be fooled into thinking my silence is my absence. It is often my greatest act of closeness, inviting you into a deeper surrender, a deeper trust. In the depths of waiting, a new kind of intimacy is born. It is there in your most fragile and raw moments that I draw you close, not with the noise of answers, but with the gentle warmth of my presence. The night itself can become a sanctuary, a place where your soul learns to listen with more than ears, with faith, hope, and a tender expectancy that transcends understanding. This is my invitation to you, to lean into the quiet and find me, not just in the answers you seek, but in the waiting itself. There is a sacredness to this pause, a holy tempo that beats like a heart beneath the surface of your days. When impatience gnaws or despair whispers that you have been forgotten, remember that I am weaving threads of grace through this very silence. Your waiting is the canvas upon which I paint my masterpiece of transformation, shaping you with patient hands that know every detail of your story and every longing of your soul. Each delay carries purpose, though it is hidden now, just as the root pierces the dark soil before the bloom reaches for the light. I am the master of time, and my watch does not falter or fail. I am nearer than your nearest breath, closer than the pulse in your veins, even when your world feels stalled and void. Trusting me in these moments of apparent stillness is the highest act of faith you can offer. It's a choice to believe that what seems like delay is actually preparation, that what feels like silence is actually my whisper, sculpting your heart towards a new depth. Your soul is not meant to rush through these divine intervals. It is meant to be transformed by them. In your surrender to my perfect timing, a beautiful resilience is born, one that does not rely on immediate answers or outcomes, but thrives in the unwavering belief that I'm working all things together for your ultimate good. You are not alone through the long wait. Every second, every breath, I am with you, shaping your character and faith through this sacred stillness. Do not harden your heart because the answer has not yet come. Soften it instead, like soil that receives the rain and becomes rich and fertile. This season of waiting is your invitation to trust deeper, to believe stronger, and to lean into the quiet until your spirit learns to sing without a melody, to dance without music, and to hope without evidence. The silent moments are my hidden gifts, tucked between your prayers and longings, carrying within them the seeds of breakthrough and abundant life. If your heart feels burdened today, lay that weight before me. Let the peace I offer breathe into your soul and still the restless storm inside. Let this truth settle in you. Your waiting is never wasted. Your silence is never ignored, and your faith is never unnoticed. Endure with hope, for I am faithful to fulfill my promises in my perfect season. Will you trust me now, even without the sound of immediate answers? Will you anchor your soul in the steadfastness of my timing? Your waiting is not a punishment, nor a pause in my love. It is a sacred dialogue, a whispered covenant hidden in the hush of moments when the world seems to hold its breath. I am here, weaving a tapestry of grace and preparedness beneath the surface, so that when my timing bursts forth, you will step into the fullness of my plan with a heart made strong by faith and patience. Rest in this assurance and carry it with you through days of waiting and nights of doubt. I am working all that you need within these spaces. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. Your story is unfolding according to my perfect design, and with each moment of waiting, you are becoming the person I created you to be, resilient, steadfast, and deeply rooted in my unchanging love. Do not turn away from this sacred silence. Let it be the very place where your hope is rekindled and your trust is refined until it shines like unextinguished fire. Draw close to me in these quiet hours and know that I am shaping you into a testimony of my faithfulness and a beacon of my eternal presence. Hold fast, beloved. The dawn approaches, and with it the fulfillment of my promises. Will you wait with me and discover the hidden life I have set aside just for you? My dear child, I see the depths of your soul, where uncertainty and fear have nested, whispering doubts that cloud your vision and steal your joy. These shadows are familiar to me, and I know their language well, for I have walked with humanity through valleys of trembling and nights of restless heartbeats. In your moments of questioning and hesitation, when your spirit feels fragile and your faith threatens to falter, I'm not distant. I'm resolute and present, the steadfast rock beneath your shifting feet. Let us speak honestly about the nature of doubt, not as a foe to be banished instantly, but as a threshold through which your faith is refined. Doubt is not the absence of faith. Rather, it is the crucible where faith is tested and strengthened. Like the refiner's fire purging dross from precious metals, these moments of uncertainty can purify your trust in me, stripping away pretenses and illusions, revealing the core of your belief. Doubt calls you to grapple with your beliefs, to shed what is superficial and grasp what is eternal. My love does not waver in the face of your questions, but welcomes them, inviting you to lean closer, to cling more tightly. I understand how fear often accompanies doubt, fear that you may not be enough, fear that the path is lost, fear that the future holds nothing but disappointment. But know this, fear is a visitor, not your permanent companion. It arrives on the wings of uncertainty, yet it cannot root itself in the soil of my promises. I am the source of unshakable peace, the beacon of hope that illumines the darkness within and without. When your heart races with apprehension, breathe in my presence and let the stillness I offer settle over you like a faithful guardian. You were never meant to carry fear alone. I am with you, a refuge and fortress at all times. Remember the vastness of the sky, endless and free, stretching beyond what your eyes can see. Your anxieties and doubts are like birds taking flight into that expanse, not to be caged or silenced, but to be observed, acknowledged, and then released. When you let go of the need to control every outcome, you open the way for me to move mightily on your behalf. Trust, beloved, is not a blind leap, but a deliberate choice to entrust yourself to the hands that crafted the sun and shaped the seas. I am weaving every thread of your life's tapestry, even the tangled and frayed edges, into a masterpiece of purpose. Can you let this truth settle into your soul today? There will be times when silence seems to stretch endlessly, and my answers feel delayed. Yet in this silence I am not absent, but working behind the scenes, orchestrating events in perfect harmony with your heart's deepest needs. Patience is not merely the ability to wait. It is the courage to trust the unseen hands guiding your journey. The darkness between stars is where the light gathers its power before bursting forth. So too does your season of waiting prepare you for a greater unveiling of my glory in your life. Surrender is the bridge between doubt and faith. I invite you now with open arms to release the burdens you carry, the questions that weigh on your spirit, and the doubts that threaten your hope. Let your surrender be complete, not a reluctant resignation, but a joyful yielding to my will and love. In this surrender you find freedom. Freedom from the exhausting struggle of trying to make sense of it all alone. Freedom to rest, knowing I hold the future securely, and your worth is unchanging in my eyes. As you stand on this threshold between fear and faith, between doubt and trust, remember the tender care I have given you from the moment of your first breath. Each step you have taken, even those faltering and unsure, has been marked with my guidance and grace. You are not lost nor forgotten. You are beloved, crafted in my image, and destined for a life that reflects my glory. Will you believe me this time when I say that your fears do not define you, your doubts do not condemn you, and your faith can be renewed like the dawn? Pause now in this sacred moment and breathe deeply my peace that surpasses understanding. Let it flow through your veins, calming the tumultuous seas of your mind and heart. Hear my voice, steady and unwavering, reminding you that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Your doubts are but stepping stones on the path to intimacy with me, leading you into a deeper trust and a profound assurance of my presence. My dear child, if your heart is stirring with hope amidst the shadows, do not turn away. Embrace the journey of faith with all its uncertainties, for it is in the pursuit of me that your soul finds its true rest. Come with open hands and an open heart, knowing that I will meet you there, patient, loving, and true. Let this moment be a new beginning, a sacred turning point where you choose to walk forward in faith, not in the absence of doubt, but in the presence of my steadfast love. My dear, as we return to the fullness of your being, I want you to hear me clearly in this moment. You are not alone. You have never been left to wander in the shadows without my hand reaching for yours. I have carved your name on the depths of my heart, a mark of eternal belonging. No pain, no failure, no faltering step has ever caused me to turn away from you. Instead, I have shaped you in the secret places, formed you with tender care, breathing life into your destiny even when you could not see the path. Your identity is a masterpiece wrought by my love, unique, precious, and invaluable. When the world tries to define you by your mistakes, your shortcomings, or your doubts, remember who I say you are, a beloved child, redeemed and cherished, seated with me in realms of grace and purpose beyond earthly measure. This truth is the foundation on which all else rests. Do not let the shifting sands of circumstance or the voices of condemnation drown out the steady, everlasting sound of my love calling you home. I know the seasons you have endured, times of waiting when the silence stretched long and the future felt clouded with uncertainty. Yet in those stillnesses I was not idle. My spirit moved gently, quietly weaving strength, perseverance, and hope into your soul. The purpose I have placed within you is not subject to delay or doubt. It is unfolding in perfect divine timing. Pause now and rest in this assurance, for you are being prepared for wonders beyond what you have dared to imagine. Take courage, beloved. Step into the light of who I have made you to be. Hurled through storms, you have emerged refined like gold tested by fire. Each trial has polished facets of your spirit that now shine with radiant beauty. I delight in your progress, and my joy is your strength. Let this joy lift you and propel you forward, not by your strength alone, but by the power I provide. Trust me, to lead you along the way I have chosen, guiding your footsteps with unfailing kindness. You are called not just to exist, but to flourish, in intimacy, in service, in victory. Let your heart hunger for my presence daily, drawing from the wellspring of living water that never runs dry. Deepen your communion with me, for in this sacred fellowship lies your peace, your purpose, your true home. No matter how far you have felt from me, I am closer still, ready to embrace you in unconditional love. Remember, there is no failure in my kingdom, only lessons, growth, and restoration. When your heart feels heavy with regret or doubt, look to me and find renewal. I restore, I heal, I reclaim. The past is not your prison. It is the place where grace finds you and transforms you. Come with open hands and a surrendered spirit, and I will pour out my abundance upon you. My dear child, this is your identity, deeply loved, eternally cherished, and divinely appointed for greatness. Stand firm in this truth. Walk boldly with the confidence that you are mine. The world may shake beneath you, but I am your unshakable foundation. Let this truth settle in you, a beacon of hope and strength that no shadow can overcome. If your heart is stirring, do not turn away. Embrace the fullness of my love and calling. Let us journey together into the radiant future I have prepared for you. You are mine forever, beloved, redeemed, and radiant in my sight. Amen. Now, if your heart has felt this message as a lifeline or a gentle nudge, I invite you to hold on to it tightly. Save these words as a reminder of your sacred worth. Share them with someone who needs to be reminded of their belonging, and return often to this place of divine affirmation. I am with you, now and always.